dysfunctional vet. This is building a modified fly trap. Given some type of a large plastic jar that we can put a bait into, nuts and bolts in order to hold the cap on, washers to help reinforce the plastic on the cap, and of course some type of a fly trap piece. This was originally attached to a plastic bag fly trap, a very large one in fact, but those plastic ones are only good for one-time use. So after it was no longer any good, I went ahead and pulled the plastic off of it, and now we're ready to apply this. In addition, other tools you'll need is a drill and a hole saw. So I'll show you how all that goes together. This is a hole saw set that I use. It's a Warrior 18 piece, and it is not made for metal. It is not made for metal. You'll do wood, plastic, and drywall. I use this almost exclusively on wood. If you saw my video on building the tools for handling the pipe when I was setting my when I was setting my casing and my downhole stem, this is what I use to drill all those holes with. Use a hole saw of appropriate diameter. You can measure this with a ruler, and then you can measure these with a ruler if you can't read the numbers on the outside. This one says 2 1/8. Up here it says 2 1/8. So you get the right size. You assemble this together, and then you drill your holes. Check for fit. It's going to be tight, but it fits just absolutely wonderful. What I want to do at this point is I want to outline roughly where the edge of this thing sits. This is abrasive. It's wiping out my pencil rapidly. And I'm going to want to bore a 1/4 inch hole halfway between here and this for my bolts to come through and screw down. Now I want to put a washer on both sides because this plastic right here is fairly flimsy and this plastic right here isn't any better. That will help spread out the pressure on the surface and give longevity to our product that we're going to make now. 4 of these should be enough to drill my holes, and I may need to put a pilot hole in here. We'll find out in about 1 second. I think it'll go through all right. Right there are my holes. The next thing I do, I'm going to put my cap back on here. As you can see, and I'm going to drill through these. Drill through these holes to get the alignment, and then we'll assemble it with the screws. I'm going to do this off camera because I'm going to move off to a place where I'm less likely to crack or break any of this plastic. Having put the bolt and the washer on there, and now flip this over, grab a nut, come back over here, fish it down on top, and then I'll try to get it to thread, which sometimes takes just a moment to get it started. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to put this last one in. The process is a washer. These are actually screws. I'm calling them bolts. I use so many terms interchangeably. We thread this down inside here. Grab a nut, bring it back over here, thread it inside, get it started, Like I said, sometimes you have to kind of play with it to get it to start threading. Once it threads, it goes pretty easy. Then come back and bring these together like so, and you're done. Now the next thing to do is to add bait. The recipe is super simple. Take an egg, take a knife, drop it down in there. Algae. Oh yeah, Algae wants it. Now what we'll do is we'll add some water to this and we'll hang it, let it hang. It'll start to rot. It will draw in flies. Last time I checked, bottle traps were about $12 a piece. These are running $6 to $7 depending upon where you get them. By taking these inexpensive plastic traps and just putting them on an appropriate sized plastic bottle, you're good. If this bottle ever wears out or if the lid ever deteriorates, I can replace the bottle or the lid or both, and I'm back in service. Dysfunctional vet out.